Look, there are exactly 3 phases to completely resetting your dopamine in the next 7 days. And if you don't do them, you are literally going to spend the rest of the year completely paralyzed. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to get your focus back, because right now, your brain is actively working against you. And honestly, the 3rd phase is the only reason I was actually able to start making real money online. Now, if you clicked on this video, there's a pretty good chance you know exactly what I'm talking about. You wake up, you roll over, and before your feet even touch the floor, you're already scrolling, right? You're just feeding your brain this cheap, easy dopamine before the day has even started.
I'm not gonna lie, it feels harmless in the moment. I mean, it's just a few TikToks, maybe checking Instagram, see what's going on. But then an hour goes by and you haven't even gotten out of bed yet. And when you finally do get up, you have this weird brain fog. Like, you know you should be working on that side hustle, or scripting that YouTube video, or researching how to start your faceless channel. You have all the information. You've watched 100 tutorials. But when you sit down at your computer, you just can't do it. Your brain literally rejects the effort. You stare at the screen for 5 minutes, and then you subconsciously open a new tab to watch another video.
It's this constant cycle of cognitive dissonance. Like, you know exactly what you need to do to escape your current situation, but you're just not doing it. And then you feel guilty about not doing it, which makes you feel worse, so you go back to scrolling to numb the guilt. Trust me, I have been there. I spent months in that exact loop. I would tell myself, okay, tomorrow is the day I start grinding. And then tomorrow would come and I'd do the exact same thing. I felt so behind in life. I'd see other kids my age posting their Stripe dashboards, making 5 or 10 grand a month. And I'm just sitting in my room, physically unable to focus on a single task for more than 10 minutes. I thought I was just naturally lazy, you know? I thought there was something fundamentally broken in my brain. Like, I just didn't have the grind set gene or whatever. But I was gonna let me back up for a second. It wasn't laziness at all. It was literally just my neurochemistry. I'd completely fried my dopamine receptors with cheap, effortless stimulation. Why would my brain want to do the hard work of building a business when it could get the exact same chemical reward by doing absolutely nothing and swiping my thumb? Once I realized that, everything changed. I realized I didn't need more motivation. I needed a hard reset. So here is the exact 7-day protocol I used to fix it. So, phase 1 is the first 48 hours. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you, this is gonna suck. Like, this is the hard stop. For the first 2 days, you are cutting out all high dopamine, low effort activities. No TikTok, no Instagram Reels, no YouTube Shorts, no video games, no junk food, literally nothing that gives you a spike of joy without you having to work for it. And I know that's not what you want to hear. Your brain is gonna scream at you. You are gonna feel physically uncomfortable. You'll reach into your pocket for your phone 100 times a day purely on autopilot. When that happens, you have to just sit there with the boredom. Boredom is the feeling of your dopamine receptors slowly starting to heal. Like, genuinely, society has convinced us that being bored is this terrible thing that needs to be cured instantly. But boredom is literally where all your creativity and drive comes from. When you are starved of cheap entertainment, your brain will start looking for things to do. During these first 2 days, I remember pacing around my room, kind of feeling like I was losing my mind, you know? It was kind of working, I guess, but it felt awful. I just wanted to play one game or watch one video. But you have to push through that wall. You are teaching your brain that the free ride is over.
Once you get past day 2, you enter phase 2, which is days 3 through 5. This is the reintroduction of hard effort. This is where you replace the cheap dopamine with earned dopamine. See, you don't want 0 dopamine. You just want it tied to the right things. Now that your brain is starved for stimulation, things that used to seem boring are suddenly going to feel engaging. This is when you sit down at your desk to work on your channel. You open up a blank document, and because you haven't been frying your brain with TikToks all morning, writing a script actually feels kind of rewarding. You start connecting ideas. You start doing market research.
And because your baseline is so low now, the small wins in your business start to feel huge. Finding a good video topic, making a solid thumbnail, finishing a script, these things start to give you the chemical hit you used to get from a video game. I mean, that's kind of when everything started to click for me, you know? I realized I could hijack my own biology. I was basically training myself like a dog. I do the hard work, I get the reward. Instead of getting the reward up front for free. During days 3 to 5, your focus is going to be sharper than it's been in years. You'll be able to work for an hour straight without even thinking about your phone.
But you have to be intentional about what you're working on. Don't just do busy work. Work on the things that actually move the needle. For me, that was figuring out the strategy for my faceless channel. It was looking at what the big channels were doing and breaking down their scripts. Like, I thought I had it figured out. I mean, not completely, but kind of. Until I actually sat down with a clear head and looked at the data. Without the brain fog, I could suddenly see the patterns. I could see why certain hooks worked and others failed. Your brain is a supercomputer, but you've been running it on terrible fuel. Once you clean the fuel, the processing power is insane.
Then we hit phase 3, which is days 6 and 7, and this is the environment lock. This is the most crucial part because motivation is temporary. The first 5 days relied on you forcing yourself to stay disciplined, but you can't rely on willpower forever. Willpower is a finite resource. If you keep your phone on your desk while you work, you are draining your willpower every second you actively choose not to look at it. So phase 3 is about making the good habits easy and the bad habits almost impossible. You have to design your environment so that falling back into your old ways requires way too much effort.
Delete the apps from your phone. Literally, just delete them. If you need to use TikTok or Instagram for research for your channel, only use it on your desktop, or use a separate burner phone that stays in a drawer in another room. When you go to sleep, leave your phone charging in the kitchen or the bathroom. Buy a cheap digital clock for your room if you need an alarm. If your phone isn't next to your bed, you literally can't scroll in the morning. It's that simple. By the end of day 7, this environment lock should be completely natural. You won't even miss the apps. You'll wake up, your head will be clear, and you'll actually want to.
And here's the biggest reframe that made all of this permanent for me. You have to realize what is actually happening when you consume that cheap content. You are not just wasting time. You are literally giving away your potential to billionaires for free. The algorithms are designed by the smartest engineers on the planet to hijack your psychology, keep your eyes on the screen, and sell your attention to advertisers. They are mining your dopamine for profit. When you sit there scrolling for 3 hours, you are working a shift for a tech company, and you aren't even getting paid for it. They are getting richer, and you are staying broke and exhausted. Once you see it like that, it stops being about just trying to be productive. It becomes about taking back what is yours. It becomes a rebellion. You're opting out of a system that is perfectly designed to keep you weak, distracted, and dependent on a salary. You reset your dopamine not to become some weird productivity robot, but to reclaim your energy so you can build your own empire. You switch from being the consumer that they exploit to being the creator that exploits the algorithm. You start building assets. You start building your own channel, your own income, your own freedom. That's what this 7-day reset is actually about. It's about waking up.
So, start the 48-hour hard stop today. Not tomorrow. Literally right now when this video ends. Put the phone in another room and just sit with yourself. It's gonna be brutal, but it's the only way out. If you actually try this and it works for you, or if you got any value from this at all, drop a sub. I'm going to keep documenting exactly what's working for me on this channel. Take control of your brain, guys.
I'll catch you in the next one.